this is Michelle's virtual card tutorial. We are going to stay in touch and stay home, stay safe, and stay crafty. So I hope you'll follow along and join me as we work on cards together but apart. So I'm going to flip this over, and this is going to be my workspace. And the idea is to be able to make cards. You'll recognize this box. This is our little shoe box that we use when we have our classes together. And it's plastic. You can disinfect it, which is glorious in this day and age. So I'm going to show you all of the parts to making this card. I had this all together and ready to go for our class. So it is set up to be a St. Patrick's Day card because our class was supposed to be around that time. So you can just put it in your card box and have it for later. So when you get the box, it's going to look like this, and there's a couple new things going on in here. So I'm going to take the lid off, and this is what we are going to be using, and I've got it ready just to take right out. But one of the new additions here is a new adhesive box, and I wanted to make sure that everybody had tools, and I wasn't sure how everybody's stock was on like adhesives and all that good stuff. So go ahead and open this up. It's a recycled box of something that I had. This is the pokey tool, a wink of Stella just in case. There's a full tape runner and a refill depending on how it goes this first time around. And then a couple other things. There's dimensionals, some blingy things, and some just various dimensionals. Because there's some tiny ones in there too, just in case that is helpful. Okay, so take your little toolbox out because you're gonna need all of these things. If you have tape, a tape runner, go ahead and feel free to use that. Or you may also want some scissors handy just in case. There is a part that you are going to want to cut something out. So I will show you that. Set this aside. This is the set that we're going to be using. See if I can get a good picture. It's from the Special Celebrations, and there's two in this set, but this just has some nice sayings on it, and you're gonna see them all in the box, but this is the set that we're using. We're gonna set it aside because I've got a nice one here. This is the one that we're choosing to use. It says, hope your day brings just what it should. Happiness, health, and everything good. And I thought it had a nice kind of ring to it for St. Patrick's Day. Here is what the card will look like when it is all done. It's just a fun clover theme, nice and green. And I had found this ribbon that I had that had some shamrocks on it. So it's going to be nice and festive for a St. Patrick's Day card. Also, I'm going to set that aside. Actually, I think I'll set it up here so that you can kind of see what we are working on. Okay. So I have already marked the card. So you're going to get that ready to go and fold it in half. I have the boning tool. Maybe I'll throw that in the toolbox too. This is the first time around, so we're not sure kind of what all the parts are yet. So I'll kind of set that there and waiting for me. In the shoebox, you're going to find this little piece of kind of press board and pre-cut pieces of ribbon. Now, if you know me, you know that I love tape runners. So I'm just going to use a tape runner because it's my favorite. You might also like this glue. This will work too, whatever you want to use. You do want it to be pretty sticky. So if you're going to use glue, you want to make sure that this dries a little bit before you get it onto your card. It might poof up, as in fall off. So just be aware. So I'm going to go ahead and tape runner this piece of press board, kind of like I would anyway. Maybe just a little bit in the middle, just to make it extra secure. And I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm going to flip it upside down. And then I'm going to line this up super centered on the ribbon and get it all pressed down. That's one of the nice things I like about doing the tape runner, is that it's instant and I don't have to wait. And then I'm gonna give this a little bit of tape runner. And tape runner over here. And I'm gonna fold that over. Nice and snug. And nice and snug. So now you have a nice little shimmery shamrock piece that we're going to use on the card. So set that aside. That's going to be one of our pieces. And these are all pre-cut. They're in the box and ready to go. And the color we're using is Emerald Envy. It's a nice kind of Kelly green, nice traditional green color. And stampy stamp. This is a good one for our first go run because it's kind of straightforward. The only time we have to get kind of creative is on our little shamrock that we're going to do here in a minute. So make sure that we are all, it's kind of hard to see because it's got some fine lines in there, but trust, 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 trust. So I'm going to line it up nice and centered. Give it a good squish. And it looks good. Cover that. We definitely have wipes on hand because we're cleaning constantly. But these are the good old trusty ones we use when we do our class. So just get that all nice and clean because we're going to send it off to the next person. So there's this. Okay, set that away. So I chose to keep this part flat on the card because we have other parts that are going to be three-dimensional and raised. So when the time comes, we're just going to tape runner them. But this is kind of a fun part where we get to get a little bit creative. I pre-punched all of these cute little hearts. Doo-doo-doo. They're different shades of green. There's a couple shades of white in there. See? Lots of fun. So there are 3 different shapes, I think. There's kind of, I'm going to set this aside so you can kind of see on the black. There's kind of a traditional shaped heart, a little bit more of a squatty heart, and then a little bit of a thinner kind of heart. So if you look on here, you'll see my sample card uses the 3 or 4 skinny hearts. And just because I felt fancy, I used one that was a different color, but you can do whatever you want to do. Okay? The point is you want to get, you could do 3, but I thought it was fun to kind of go on a 4-leaf clover lucky themed So I'm gonna take out 4 hearts. I'm gonna just kind of play with it for a second and see what it looks like if I use like some different shapes. Okay. I kind of like that. It's a little bit different. I might swap this out and do 2 skinny and 2 wide. Something like that. Okay. So once you have your hearts, you're going to put them all back in the baggie so that everybody, I tried to make just a ton of them so everybody should have a really good chance to mix it up and play. So there they are in the bag. I'm gonna try and stay tidy here. And for making the clover, you are going to want to use dimensionals. One for each leaf. Oh, I put it on the wrong side. Let's see if I can fix that. Ooh, it came off. This is live recording, so accidents happen, right? Okay. One more. And there we have it. Set those aside. Okay. And there's a couple pieces of white in there. And I really just, let's see, let's kind of move this aside. Can you see better? I just kind of went whoop and swoop and just made just a little stem. It does not need to be fancy at all. You don't even have to put a stem if you don't want to. You could just put the little hearts on there. So there are options for sure. But I don't know. I kind of like to have a little stem just so I can see what's going on. Okay, now it's time to assemble. I'm gonna flatten this out because it's just easier for y'all to see what's going on. So this is going to add dimension because it's kind of on that press board, so it's adding a little bit of lift. So I'm gonna make this be flat. So a little bit of tape runner. I'm gonna kind of line it up. That looks okay. All right. And then I love my tape runner, so I'm just using tape runner. Okay. And it overlaps just a hair with the size of the little brown square, just the tiniest bit. So get that nice and set. Oh, that one's stuck to my finger. I took the stickies off too soon. Okay, so get that all set. And then we're ready for our clover. I don't really want it to be super square. I kind of want it to be shifted off a little bit. So I'm going to start with this one kind of off kilter a little bit. And I'm going to make this one a little bit spaced out because I have an idea. Let's do this one next. be good. Uh-oh, oh, stuck to my finger. And over there. It's kind of hard to see because I'm working so flat and I don't really want to keep picking it up. Okay. See, all that talk of a stem, and I'm not sure I want a stem this time. So, scrap it. It's just a little thing. Okay. So, that's the gist of the card. And there are things that we can do to play with it. There's only this many of the green. I don't remember what these are called, color dots, whatever. So there's only a handful. So I'm going to save these for you guys. You'll see on the sample, I put it on the brown and kind of jazzed it up a little bit. So you can definitely play with it. You see them there? So I'm going to save these for you. These are all the green. And I know in this box of tools over here, it's kind of off camera a little bit, I put some of these rhinestones in. So I'm going to take a rhinestone this time and see if I can't get it right in the middle of that clover. There you go. It's kind of pretty. Okay. There you have it. That's the newest edition. And that's our card. This is the first one. And we're going to try and go through, I've got 2 other cards all ready to go. So, happy crafting. Wish I could see all of your faces. I'm going to put white papers in so that you can put a writing space in there. But I'm glad that we are finding a way to do this. All right. See you next time.